Welcome back to E's Inside Look at the Yanni World Tour. I'm David Adelson. Well, the Taj Mahal has been called the most extravagant monument to love ever built. It's a distinction not lost on Yanni, who kicked off his tribute tour in India.
Visiting India, even a single visit, can teach you a lot about life.
Hi, E. Welcome to the India.
With a population of more than 900 million people, India is the world's largest democracy and a country whose rich cultural, social, and religious history spans more than 4,000 years.
You see existences from different centuries, and there's such a multicultural, multi-everything. It's a melting pot of philosophies, religions, schools of thought, and ways of existing and ways of looking at life.
I think the culture struck me as the most interesting thing about India. I mean, we drive down the street in the middle of, let's say we're on Wilshire Boulevard, middle of rush hour. You've got your cabs, your trucks, your cars, your elephants, your goats, your sheep, all on the same highway, you know. And then you'll have the women carrying the baskets on their heads, and you'll see like a family of 5 riding on a moped or a motorcycle. I was just really impressed by what I saw. It was just so crowded, and everybody made everything work, but it was just so different from what I know. So those images will never leave my head.
Yanni's vision was to stage his concert with India's most famous symbol, the Taj Mahal, as a backdrop.
I'll tell you why I'm fond of performing at these monuments. They point to one direction, and that is human potential and greatness. They stand as a reminder to us.
It's a symbol known all over the world. I mean, even if people may not be aware of much of India or be ignorant about the country, but they know that the Taj is there.
This monument, one of the 7 wonders of the world, is located in the town of Agra at the southeast tip of India's Golden Triangle. Exquisitely designed and perfectly proportioned, the Taj was built of white marble by more than 20,000 laborers between 1631 and 1653 during the reign of the Muslim Mughal Shah Jahan.
You know, it was this monument to love, basically, that the Emperor Shah Jahan built for his wife Mumtaz Mahal, and it took about 22 years to build. And when he was imprisoned after his wife died and she was buried, then he was in the Agra fort. From his room, he could still see that monument to his love.
Yanni hoped to pay tribute to the Taj through his own labor of love, his music.
When I present my music in front or with the Taj Mahal as the backdrop, I think the monuments amplify the message that is in the music. Performing it here, I feel this is the most powerful spot in the world to deliver a message of love. This is the ultimate monument to love. And I'm not just talking about romantic love. Unfortunately, in English, there's only one word for love. If I was speaking in Greek, I would use the word agapi. It's the unconditional love.
Unconditional love for the project proved to be only one of the prerequisites for an undertaking of such monumental proportions.
As you might imagine, to get the permission, it took a long, long time. And we have generated quite a lot of controversy in the process. And we had to comply with a lot of regulations, and also we had to win the trust of the Indian people.
Yanni went a long way towards gaining that trust by announcing that all proceeds from ticket sales would be donated to ensure the preservation of the Taj.
I am covering all the expenses. And some people think I'm crazy for doing it. It's an enormous expense, but it's a dream of mine, and I want to know that I have done this. It's worth doing it.
Before his dream could become reality, Yanni had to address the concerns of displaced Agra farmers.
We knew that there were farmers that grew watermelons there for a few months a year. So the first thing we did was negotiate with them to compensate them for their crop for the whole year, because clearly Yanni wouldn't go anywhere and want to take away their livelihood, and in fact we compensated all of the farmers.
He's been very kind, but I know I have disrupted their lives nevertheless, and you can also tell them that this was never my intention. I came here to honor India and Agra and the Taj Mahal, and the last thing I wanted to do
was to affect their lives adversely.
But getting permission was only part of the story. Setting up the concert site proved to be a logistical nightmare.
There's no roads, no power in here. We had to build a 300-foot bridge. You know, that's just stuff most people don't go through to pull an ordinary show off. I think we had, at one time, we were running 400 people around the clock, 350, 400 people, 24 hours in shifts. But we went for 3 weeks, working 24 hours a day. Now we're sort of caught up. It's a lot of work.
A lot of work for man and beast alike. The Indian Army was drafted into service to build a bridge across the Yamuna River. But the most intensive labor was performed by animals. Because of environmental concerns about the city's severe air pollution, camels were used in lieu of trucks for transporting materials across the dry riverbed.
You're sitting on a beach. It's the beach, the sand beach on the banks of the Yamuna River. But what we've been able to do through the clearances and permissions we've gotten is to erect temporary structures on this beach. These structures will completely go away in 3 days, and then the river floods over the beaches that it has every year for hundreds of years back to the wall.
Unlike the Taj, it didn't take 22 years to build, yet setting the physical stage for this once-in-a-lifetime concert was an achievement in itself. While all of India prepared for impending Yanni fever, Yanni takes one last thorough look at the site.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
All the chap waiting of you. This made by this. All of these chaps.
Great. All of this you guys built?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just ahead, Yanni gets ready to tackle the Taj. But first, we go behind the scenes with the Yanni team.
I don't do good in hot weather.